The girl was a vampire. Looking at her body that would never grow up, she chose to turn into ash under the sunlight. In the future world, a plague caused vampires to rule the world. Humans were locked underground, never allowed to see the sun again. This was a beggar, begging for blood on the street. But nobody paid attention to him. Unable to bear the hunger, he lashed out his claws at a passerby. Luckily, the police stepped in just in time. He collapsed on the spot, and the people around were already used to it. Because everywhere in this world, there were kids who never grew up, and old folks who could never die. Lately, the price of blood had been skyrocketing, but supermarkets were still packed with vampires waiting to buy it to ease their hunger. This man was named Ed. He was a blood research expert. One day, he was urgently called to headquarters. The leader told him that after 10 years of captivity, most of the humans had already died. Now less than 5% remained. This meant the vampire world was on the brink of famine. Some starving vampires began feeding on their own kind, eventually mutating into monsters. The leader ordered Ed to find a solution immediately. Ed proposed two plans. One was to develop synthetic blood. The other was to make vampires immune to human blood. But the second option had already been proven impossible. Once cut off from human blood, vampires would quickly wither and die. So synthetic blood was their only hope.
We must commence testing the blood substitute.
Soon after, Ed began the experiments. The leader watched nervously for the subject's reaction.
How do you feel? No change, sir.
Everything seemed to be going well, but unfortunately an accident still happened. Ed tried to save it, but the experiment still failed. Both the military and Ed were in despair. He went home dejected and watched a TV program introducing the underground city. Ed suddenly felt exhausted. He no longer wanted to be a vampire. Just then his younger brother walked in. It turned out today was Ed's 1035th birthday. He brought a birthday gift, a bottle of fresh blood, but Ed poured it straight down the drain. His brother, furious, smashed the bottle, and because he hadn't closed the door when he came in, a vampire had sniffed out the scent and slipped inside. Ed panicked, but luckily his brother was a soldier. He quickly took down the creature. Afterward, they called the police. The police arrived to clean up the scene but found a wedding ring on the body. Ed was shocked when he saw it. He recognized this mutated vampire. It was Ed's former gardener. Because he couldn't afford blood, he had mutated into this form. This made Ed deeply saddened. The next day at work, he returned to his office to continue working on blood substitutes.